Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, LLC, offers more value than any other good full-service real estate brokerage firm when it comes to the sale of your home. We offer at least 27 things that contribute to your home selling in the least amount of time at the highest price. To receive our free home selling pamphlet, email us at info@brooksanddavis.com or call 713-665-8329. We also assist people who want to purchase homes or who are interested in getting their real estate license. Visit us at www.brooksanddavis.com.
Ladies, are you looking to learn more about football? Well, go out today and grab your copy of the Gransberry Gridiron Guide. It's the perfect comfort book with quick tips on football, fan life, and tailgating. Just go to thegransberry.com and grab your copy today.
Are you an inspiring entrepreneur? Or maybe you're an entrepreneur looking to take your business to the next level. My name is Larry W. Brooks, and I am the author of Empowering Quotes for the Entrepreneur in You and The Entrepreneur Code. In these two books, I guarantee you there's success secrets that will take your business to the next level. I personally invite you to visit larrywbrooks.com. Go under the books link and purchase your signed personal copy from myself. You have a great day and have an awesome 2020. Pure Hustle is not only a clothing brand, but it is a movement. I personally invite you to visit shoppurehustle.com. How do you survive?
Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network. I'm your host, Ric Davis. If you don't follow me on social media, I urge you to do so at Prime Real Estate Ric. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Prime Real Estate Ric. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in commercial or residential real estate anywhere in the great state of Texas, but especially here in the great city of Houston, I urge you to stop by our website at brooksanddavis.com. As always, man, it's my pleasure to introduce our co-host. Not only is he a Texas real estate broker, but he is a multi-time author, serial entrepreneur, known domestically, globally, and intergalactically as the Texas Real Estate King. I'd like to introduce to the audience Mr. Larry W. Brooks. What it do, homie?
Hey, I can't call it, yo. Just here again today, man, enjoying another beautiful Thursday. Our weather is nice outside.
You call 100 degrees beautiful, man?
Yes, I do, sir, yes. See, most people are not, and I'm not saying like I'm some beach baby or anything like that, but most, I'm not a desire of the cold weather, man.
You don't do cold.
When it's warm, I'm okay. I can grab a towel if I sweat a little bit, but man, ultimately I love the heat. I love the heat, man. It just works for me.
I think you just love the summertime.
I do enjoy the summertime.
I think the heat just happens to come along with the summertime.
I appreciate the summertime, man. There's nothing like it, man.
Summertime is lovely, man.
You just feel like you're in more, even when you out of shape, you feel like you're in better shape during the summertime.
Because it's easier to exercise. No, seriously, it's easier to get up earlier in the morning. It's easier to get out there. It's easier to exercise, man. But appreciate you for holding it down with us, man.
No doubt, man. We here today.
You know the whole audience, man, they get scared when it's the summertime that I'm going to have a co-host every week. And every week they see you, man, I get an inbox, a text saying, ooh, Larry here again.
Hey, don't worry. I got something planned for him.
Stop it, man. Stop planning.
I'm just saying. It's not me, man. No doubt about it. But what the funny thing is my friend that we have with us today, she'll probably be willing to sit in for me when I'm gone. So, I'll get you to hold her to that.
Okay, hopefully, but she's the only person that knows travel more than you. So,
that is
especially considering it's the summertime for her as well. Don't commit her to nothing.
Hey, you know what? You are so right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she does.
Right, look, but we got to introduce this week's guest. I'm really excited, and as you can tell, Larry's excited as well because it's hard to get our client to be able to commit to sitting in with us on a Thursday because of her travel schedule and her busy commitment schedule because she's a professional public speaker and she's a philanthropist worldwide. So I would like to introduce to the Prime Real Estate Network audience, she is the power coach, and her name is Miss Seneca Dunmore.
What it do? Hey, y'all.
In the building, man.
In the building.
Yeah.
Now, I have to admit, for the first time in 88, 89 episodes, I have hat envy.
Oh.
I have hat envy today.
I love hats. Always in hats.
And birds of a feather.
Right.
Absolutely.
Flock together.
So thank you so much for sitting in with us today. one of the things, and I don't want to waste much time because I would love to have 2 hours with you, but unfortunately we only have 30 minutes.
Okay.
So for our audience, those who have had the opportunity to follow you online or be able to follow your path via social media, could you talk to our audience a little bit about your role as the power coach and what it is that you provide for those that enlist your services?
Yeah, so when people think about power coach, they're like, well, what is that exactly, right? So there's two types of powers that we're motivated by, right? You have intrinsic power that comes from within, and then you also have extrinsic power, right? The extrinsic power is the money, the fame, all of that, right? But that will come as a byproduct of the real power, which is the intrinsic power. I'm one of those type of people, like I don't need coffee in the morning. I'm high energy.
Right.
Like I don't need anything to get me stimulated or motivated in the morning, because when I think about the rewards of it and just being able to get out there and serve my community, that's enough motivation for me.
Wow.
So helping people to find that intrinsic motivation, because we're always looking for things outside of ourselves, but the true power comes from within.
You know, and I agree absolutely, wholly and totally. And the thing that I've noticed in my time and the opportunity I've had to research your career,
Right.
follow you online, is that your energy is something that people can feel.
Yeah.
It's almost like somebody just opened up the barn door and the breeze came in. So I want to ask you, have you always been that way? And if so, how did that serve you as a youngster? Was that something that people were saying, like, you got to calm down, you got to relax? And then as you got older, you just learned to embrace who you were?
Yeah, like I think I've always been this way. As long as I've known myself, I've always been high. As long as I've known myself, always high energy, just full of life. And I mean, it probably has a lot to do with just the family that I grew up in. You know, I grew up in one of those type of families where I was always told I was beautiful. I was always told I could do it. I was always told, you know, the sky was the limit. And so there were no restrictions put on us as kids. And so I just grew up believing, like, I can go out here and conquer the world. I can do whatever it is, what I want to do, because that's what I was taught as a kid.
Do you think all of that positive reinforcement as a young lady is what allowed you to be selfless enough to dedicate yourself to traveling the world and helping those that's less fortunate?
Oh, absolutely.
Because I'm sure there's members of our audience that are not only taken by your hat
Yeah.
and are really impressed by your energy and the aura that you give off, but I want everyone to know about how much of your personal time and energy that you give, and not just here in Houston,
Right.
not even just here in America, but all over. Let's talk about some of the places where you give back and where you feel like it's really important that people like ourselves actually dedicate some time.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I've been to 5 continents, more than 40 countries. I just got back from Ghana and Togo, so I was out there for the year of return, where they were celebrating the 400-year anniversary of the transatlantic slave trade. And because I'm a full-time doctoral student, a lot of my research focuses on school-to-prison pipeline, mass incarceration, and how that equates to modern-day slavery. So I was like, well, what better place to go than to go to the west coast of Africa and actually study there? So I was working with some of the researchers and professors at the University of Ghana at the Institute of African Studies, and it was just absolutely amazing, because that is where my heart is. I'd love to do that type of research. And I mean, I've been all over Africa. I've been to South Africa, I've been to Angola, I've been to Kenya, so many different countries. And when you really get outside of yourself, because for me, love is when you can sacrifice self for the betterment of other people, right? Wow. So the research that I do, it's not about me. Yeah. It's about helping my community to really move forward and helping us to understand where we come from, and that our history did not start from slavery, right? Which is what most people think. And there's an African proverb that I absolutely love, and it says, until the lion learns how to write, the story will always glorify the hunter. So we have to take personal responsibility for our own narrative in telling our own story.
That's right.
What, if any, would you be able to illustrate for everyone listening is the benefit to having an American-born woman of color over there speaking, presenting, and giving of herself? And have you found that they are more receptive, or they feel as if it is more of a sacrifice when American-born black people are coming over and helping, or that assist when you go over?
Let me tell you, they are so receptive. They love when we come over there. I've never felt safer in a continent. And people think that's crazy, right? Because when I was in Ghana, I just remember being in one of the Ubers, and I said, man, I feel so safe here. And the Uber driver looked at me, he said, we're very peaceful people. And I seriously, like, they were the most peaceful people. I walked around at night all times of the day, like, by myself. And I took that trip by myself. So it wasn't, I had no entourage. Nobody came with me. I was there totally by myself. And it was the best thing ever because they're so embracive of us. Because we have these stereotypes here where we're always like, oh, Africans are, they feel like they better. They don't really want us there and they don't like us. Those are stories that we're telling ourselves. It's not really like that when you get there. They're very embracive. They want us there. They want us to do business. And they're open. They're really open.
And, because I want to ask you on the flip side of that. When you come back home,
yeah.
And everyone is like, oh, how was your trip? What did you do? And you tell everybody, I'm sure you have great pictures.
Oh, yeah.
Great stories, really nice, friendly people that you met there. What are some of the reservations that you hear from people in your American circle for why they don't go over with you?
It's because of what we it's because
Give
what
it to 'em.
we've grown up seeing in the media, right? Every time you turn on the television and it's a story about Africa, it's always some little boy with a big old stomach and all these flies around him, right? And it's some middle-aged white woman talking about for $5 you can feed a village of 17 million. And that's the perception that you have of Africa. They don't show you the gold mines. They don't show you the diamond mines, right? They don't show you the Rolls Royces. They don't show you that there's more millionaires in Nigeria than there are in the United States. Hello. You know what I'm saying? They don't tell you that 50% of the world diamonds come out of one country in Africa, Botswana, right? They don't tell you that. They don't. Nobody knows about Mansa Musa. I'm like, Mansa Musa. Who is Mansa Musa? Who's the richest man to ever live? Right?
Yep.
Right, the richest man to ever live.
Shout out Chris Jones. He started a nonprofit about that.
Exactly, ruling the Mali Empire, which is now modern day Ghana. Like nobody knows those stories. Nobody knows that they're still using the same military tactics that King Hannibal and Shaka Zulu used. Right? Nobody knows that type of stuff. And so because we're not learning that, we tend to fear the things that we don't understand. So that's why I'm always encouraging people, like, go back and see it for yourself. Don't tell me what you heard, right? Because I've been there, right? I've danced with tribes in South Africa. I've been in diamond mines and things like that. Don't tell me what you've heard. Tell me what you know. And until you've been to the continent for yourself, then what your perception of Africa is truly invalid.
And what makes your message so powerful is not just the message, but the person delivering it. Now, one of the things I want to ask you, especially while we have you here for this short amount of time, is this: your ability to communicate and illustrate. I'm sure it's something that you've honed over years and decades.
Right.
But I want to talk a little bit about your professional speaking and your public speaking.
Okay.
When and how did you get involved in that, and how did you get over the anxiety that a lot of people have before they put themselves out there?
It was one of those things. I always tell people, my calling found me. I didn't find it. So I didn't go to school to be a public speaker. I went to Tuskegee University where I did my bachelor's of science in biology and pre-medical science, finished my master's in information technology. Right now I'm doing a doctorate. But that was never in my plan. So while I was at Tuskegee University, I started having some digestive issues that kind of spiraled out of control. It went from me losing 40 pounds in a matter of 2 months. I went from 120 pounds to 80 pounds literally overnight.
Wow.
I was going to all these different gastroenterologists trying to figure out what was wrong. Nobody could give me an answer. And so I went in one day for a simple outpatient procedure, the endoscopy, where they stick that long scope down your throat. They couldn't get it down because my throat was so strictured. So years of throwing up started to eat up the lining of my digestive system, and so my throat was strictured. So I go in for the procedure. I wake up from the procedure about 30 minutes later, surrounded by nurses and doctors. I knew something was wrong then, right?
Yeah.
And they step forward. They're like, Ms. Dunmore, we got a problem. We noticed you had a really tight stricture, and we tried to dilate it, and it ruptured. So right now you're bleeding internally. We need to get you into surgery immediately. So literally, I'm signing papers. They're putting IVs in my arm. They're rushing me into surgery. I come out of surgery about 3 hours later, completely blind.
Damn. Wow.
Whoa.
And then when my sight finally returned, about 4 days later, I was accidentally overdosed on morphine by one of the nurses and went into cardiac arrest.
Wow. Come on now.
That's deep.
Man.
Right?
That's
I tell
deep.
people, you can't even make this stuff up.
Right,
You know what I mean?
No doubt about it.
And so I remember just feeling like, what did I do wrong? Like, Lord, I must be being punished. And I remember him and saying, I'm not punishing you, I'm positioning you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right. And so it kind of led me back to the book of John. I think it was the 9th chapter. And it says, Jesus and his disciples are walking by and they see a man blind from birth. And his disciples asked him, Rabbi, who sinned?
Yeah.
Right? This man and his parents, that he would be born blind. And he said, nobody sinned, but that the power of God may be displayed through him. So what happened to me wasn't really about me, but it was so that God's power could be displayed through me, right?
Wow.
And so that I could take that message to the world. So when I'm in places like Africa, when I'm looking at people who've never seen a doctor a day in their life, right, and they're hopeless and they don't know where their help is going to come from, I can look them in the eyes and with conviction say, you'll get through it just the same way I got through it.
No doubt about it. You
Yeah.
can. You can.
And, you know, people, of course, I have not had opportunity to interact with you like this previous today, so I would have never had any idea
Oh, yeah.
of those physical battles and challenges that you've had to overcome.
Yeah.
And when we come back from our break, I want to talk to you about what inspires you, what
Okay.
motivates you, and because I want to give the audience some idea of how you've evolved and where you started. So if you don't mind, I want to go a little bit into your background when we come back from this break.
I'd love to.
Everyone, stay tuned to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast, and we'll be right back after this short break to hear from our sponsors. This is Rick Davis, realtor and host of the Prime Real Estate Network. Are you currently leasing or looking to relocate to the Houston area and you find yourself falling in love with the home but aren't quite in a position to purchase? Well, no worries. We offer the Right to Purchase program. We can place you in the home of your dreams at current market rental rates and give you up to 3 years to buy. Did you know that a majority of the homes that are for sale offer better quality than those that are for rent? So why wait? Don't cheat yourself, treat yourself. Let me and my team help you purchase a home that you and your family can fall in love with. Give me a call today at 832-928-3963. And remember to follow the Prime Real Estate Network podcast on YouTube, Facebook, iTunes, Spotify, and Google Play. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Be blessed. Ladies, are you looking to learn more about football? Well, go out today and grab your copy of the Gransberry Gridiron Guide. It's the perfect comfort book with quick tips on football, fan life, and tailgating. Just go to thegransberry.com and grab your copy today. Welcome back to this exciting episode of the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Rick Davis. You can follow me at Prime Real Estate Rick on Facebook and Instagram. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential commercial real estate, please visit our website at brooksanddavis.com. And for all the information that you would need, you can visit thegransberry.com and pick up your copy of the Gransberry Gridiron Guide, because it'll be football season before you know it. As always, my co-host, the Texas Real Estate King, live in the building, Mr. Larry W. Brooks.
Hey, man, I'm enjoying this, man. I've been knowing this young lady for years, and I'm finding out so much new stuff. So it's crazy, because even when I was getting into speaking or trying to find my way into speaking, I reached out to her because she was already doing an amazing thing with her platform. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Man.
And I would be remiss if I didn't introduce our guest. She is the power coach. She is a professional public speaker, and she's an international philanthropist.
Yes.
And I would like to thank for sitting in with us this week, Miss Seneca Dunmore.
No problem. I'm honored to be here. Thank you.
Now, you gave us so many gems and jewels in the first segment that I want to give our audience an idea to understand a little bit about your background and how you became a public speaker, because your testimony was so powerful.
Yeah.
Could you talk a little bit about how you got into the space?
Yeah.
And what inspired you and motivates you to keep honing your craft on a daily basis?
You know, like I said, from my story, I kept being invited to different places to come and speak. So I remember after I gave my testimony one day in church, and my women's minister director looked at me and she said, "Oh my God, you need to tell more people that story." And literally I kept being invited to different places to come and speak. And I was just speaking for free, right? People just wanted to hear me speak. And I was like, yeah, I'll show up. And a light bulb went off one day, like, why not get paid to speak? And literally, I built my website. I started changing all my social medias to Seneca Dunmore, professional speaker, right? And as you know how they say, if you build it, they will come, right?
Yeah.
So as I started building it, the people just started naturally showing up in my inbox and reaching out to me. Oh, I heard your story. I heard you on this podcast. Like, how can we get you in? And that's how I got started. Like, I literally walked away from a corporate job in October 2014, right? Making all that good money with that good job. Y'all know how people do. Like, you gonna walk away from that good job, you know, and started my motivational speaking business in May of 2015. And by July of 2016, I was on stages in South Africa. Like, it happened just that quick.
No, but see, this is what's so amazing, because Larry can speak to this as well. We've had several guests, and they always talk about that moment of truth.
Yeah.
When they're able to transition from working for someone to working for themselves. And I always ask, what was the tipping point? What inspired you? Was there a singular event? Was there a book you read? Was there somebody that you heard speak, or was it the testimony, and was it that health challenge that just let you know that I don't have all the time in the world, and I need to take advantage of today
Yeah.
and tomorrow?
You know, it's one of those things, like, I've always been a rebel. I've always gone against the
Uh-oh.
grain. I've never liked following rules.
See, Larry,
right?
you didn't tell us this earlier. You didn't mention any of this, Larry.
Don't like following rules. Okay.
I don't like following rules. I don't like, and of course, I was great in corporate America, right? I was bringing them a lot of money, but I was just like, why am I struggling at the end of the day? And so it was one of those things, like, I love the feeling of just being able to get out there on my own and do my own thing, and there's no ceiling, right? There's no glass ceiling.
No doubt.
Nobody's telling me how much I can make. I can charge what I choose to charge, right? So people are like, well, Seneca, how much do you charge? Whatever I feel like it.
Yeah.
Is the easy answer, you know what I mean?
No doubt.
Because when you bring in a lot of value and worth, right, and you know what your worth is, and you know the value of what you're bringing, I'm changing lives, right? I'm helping
Absolutely.
people like that. You can't put a price tag on that.
That's right.
So it's whatever I choose to charge is what it is.
And I know you just mentioned that you got started speaking in South Africa. Can you talk about, and this is just totally fun time for me, so
Yeah.
could you talk about some of your favorite travel destinations and why?
Gosh, I love Portugal. It's a really sexy place.
Oh, wow.
So Lisbon, Portugal, that's one place I love. I've been to Dubai many times. Go in the winter, don't go in the summer. It's too hot.
Free game.
Yeah. Don't go in the summer. It's too hot. I love Ghana. Oh my God. Like, it's Africa, that continent alone, like, that's the one place that I go, I'm never ready to come back.
Wow. I keep hearing that.
Every time I go, I'm always looking for a way to miss that flight.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm never ready to come back.
I had a guest I did a IG live with a few weeks back,
Yeah.
and she does beads from Ghana.
Oh yeah.
And she said the exact same thing. She said that I did not want to come back. Like, I miss it. And
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. That's
Yeah,
what's up. That's,
I mean,
that's
they got
an
so much
enjoyable
stupid
place.
money over there. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Like, but
Wow.
but again, that's you don't see
don't
that,
see
right?
that, yeah.
Right? You don't see that, but it's so much money, so much wealth, just so much prosperity, just great food, great people, great culture, just everything about it. But yeah, that's one place I love to go. I've been to India. I went to Mumbai one time. Love the beaches out there. It's beautiful. I love Asia, like, Hong Kong, places like that.
Right.
It's a lot of places that I've been that I would love to go back, and there's so many other places that I want to go. So every day I'm just checking new things off my list. I put new things on there, and I just keep checking them off.
With all of your travels and experiences, when
Yeah.
you actually get a chance to come home to Houston and you actually get back into the local culture, do you ever meet people that are surprised that you're from Houston? They try to be like, oh my goodness, where are you from? You're like, here.
Oh yeah, because people never assume that I'm from Houston.
Right, so how often do you get that?
Yeah, they always think I'm either from the East Coast or from an island somewhere right there, because they're just like, you're just too cultured and too well versed. Like, you couldn't be from Sunnyside, right? Right? They don't make people like you in Sunnyside. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm a product of Sunnyside, born and raised, right? Went to
Sunnyside.
Woodson Middle School, Worthing High School,
And
right?
you take that with you every
I
time you
take
get
it
on a plane.
everywhere I go, like, and I'm proud of it, right? Because
Absolutely.
I want to go back to those communities and show people in those communities, like, you don't have to be a product of your environment. You choose what you want to be, right? And sometimes that's easier said than done, because of course I came up in a 2-parent household, and you know what I mean? So my experience was a little bit different, but at the end of the day, we all have choices, right?
Yep.
And it's your choice whether you want to go left or right. You choose, right? But you have to deal with the consequences of that. And when I looked around my community, I was like, I'm too fly to be a baby mama, right? I ain't built for it. I ain't built for being a baby mama. I'm not about to sit around. I don't want to date the drug dealers, because I don't want nobody kicking in my door, right? I saw things that I was just like, you know what? This is not the life I wanted to live. And my dad would always take us to museums and expose us to different things, and we always watch documentaries and all that. And so I was introduced to another world that I hadn't physically seen before, but I knew it was out there. And so I said, well, listen, when I get old enough to make my own money and make my own rules, then I'm not putting any limitations on myself.
I want to talk a little bit while we have you about the students that you power coach.
Okay.
Can you talk a little bit about, so that anyone in our audience that fits this criteria can know that they need to reach out to you? What type of professionals or individuals come to you needing your expertise?
Well, mostly these are individuals who are novice speakers, right? Maybe they've dipped and dabbled in it a little bit, but haven't really taken a deep dive. Or these are individuals who are new, right? And they just want to know the basics, like how do I start my social media? Like how do I reach out to contacts? Like how do I put myself out there? So it's kind of a range. Like some of the ladies in my program right now, I mean, there's some heavy hitters. Like I have one, she's a senior vice president of a banking industry. I have another young lady who is a electrical engineer for an aerospace engineering firm, right?
Wow.
And then I have another young lady who's already a business owner. But you know, if it's one of those things, right? If you're ready and if this is what you want to choose. If you choose to do, right, I'm going to give it my all. I'm going to give you everything, all the tools, all the resources, and I come with a lot of knowledge, right, because I've been to all parts of the world. So it's not like I just come with sunny side knowledge, right? I'm bringing stuff from every industry, every part of the world that I've touched. And so I think that's what makes my platform so different, because it's one thing to talk about what you've heard. It's one thing that you've actually been there and been able to experience it for yourself. And when I'm talking to my students, they can feel that, right?
Yeah.
Right. Because I would tell people, if you get on the stages and you ain't true blue, people will figure you out real quick.
Feel through it, no doubt about it.
They can see through it real quick.
And the thing is that as a real estate professional entrepreneur, Larry and I myself know the importance of being great at illustrating your points and also, most importantly, educating.
Absolutely.
So I would advise all real estate pros, mortgage professionals, entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs, because this is something that everyone needs in their tool belt.
Oh, yeah.
And because getting over the anxiety and being able how to organize your thoughts and to effectively present is something that I'm sure that's one of the things that you go over every single time, because it's a part of everyone's foundation.
Absolutely. It's one of those things you'll be nervous. You know, and that's just a part of it, right? That's just a part of the process. It's okay, right?
I was telling that to someone.
Yeah, I'm just like, it's just a part of the process, and you just have to work through it. Like my little sister say, do it afraid.
Yeah.
Right? Be afraid.
Do it afraid.
Do it afraid.
Do it
Just
afraid.
right.
Once the lights come on, be ready to
Do it
perform.
afraid.
Exactly. You got to be ready to perform. And if it's truly something that you say you want, then come hell or high water, you ready to get it. Like there's not too many things that stand in the way of the things that I want to do. And then when I see my bank account, that gives me more motivation, right? Not that that's my only.
That's a great part.
Yeah, but I'm just like, I believe that prosperity is part of.
No doubt about it.
Well, the way I'm supposed to. Yeah,
that's
that's part of the life.
And
so
Larry,
how's everything been, considering all the stuff that's going on when it comes to like the speaking industry as of late? Like, how's that been going? I know we had COVID-19 first part of the year, then we had everything with George Floyd. So how is that? Like, have you seen a lot of cancellations, a lot of bookings, or how are people adjusting? How's the world adjusting to it?
Yeah, I think because now we're going to a digital platform, right? Everything's virtual.
Yeah.
I think it's just one of those things we've just had to pivot.
Okay.
So for me, business has not stopped. If anything, I probably made more money during these last couple of months than last year. You know what I mean? Because I just pivoted. I just was like, you know what? Instead of being on stages, now people are gonna see me on the screen.
Yeah.
And so business hasn't stopped. I mean, I've heard some people like, hey, listen, I've had a lot of cancellations, and rightfully so, because we don't want to put ourselves in harm's way. But it's one of those things like, if you know how to make money, you know how to make it again.
No doubt
and so
about it.
you just
That's
know how
it.
to
That's the
pivot
secret.
and find other tools and resources and other ways to make it happen.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
You just got to be a chameleon.
Okay.
Absolutely. And of course, I follow you on IG.
Thank you.
And of course, Larry follows you on IG. But for the audience, please share your Instagram handle, any social media platforms other than that you're on, so that they can follow you every conceivable way.
Right. So it's at Seneca Dunmore. So SENECA.DUNMORE. I go by Seneca Dunmore on all my platforms:
Perfect.
Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all of it. Right. So yeah, I'm easy to find. Look for the blonde locks. The tiny Coke bottle, right shape. You got me, right? I'm super easy to find because I go by Seneca Dunmore on every platform.
And just for any members of the audience that has been so impressed with you,
Yes.
that they make it their life's work to meet you personally.
Yeah.
Will you be making any public appearances? Will you be hosting any events in the near future that we need to keep up with or be informed about?
Yeah, well, I'll be doing most of my stuff virtual right now, and but yeah, when the city opens back up, you can believe it. I'm putting my running shoes on, and And I'm full throttle.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, just follow me on all of my social media platforms. You'll see the latest and greatest updates about what I have going on and, where I'll be next and how you can get in contact with me. And listen, send me a DM. I'm open, right?
Absolutely.
So I don't mind people dropping messages in my DM or sending me emails and everything. I'm not above it where I don't get back with people, right? I definitely believe in the people who support me and make an intentional investment in me, that I make an intentional investment back into them.
That is so much.
Yes,
I want
indeed.
to thank you so much.
Yes.
I want to make sure I extend the invitation to co-host with me anytime your schedule allows.
Yes, I would love that. I would love that.
I'm sure the audience would love to see you back as well. Mr. Brooks,
Yes, sir.
what we got going this week for the audience? What do we not want anyone in the Prime Real Estate Network family to miss?
It's Juneteenth, man. We celebrate Juneteenth.
You
It's
know
a
what it
holiday.
is.
So
Yes.
for those of you out there that may have missed the beat, some of our friends that are up north and it has not reached you, we celebrate Juneteenth.
That's right.
So you need to celebrate Juneteenth. Treat it like it's your birthday. Treat it like it was your July 4th. That's what you're doing. So I'm
Absolutely.
celebrating
Absolutely.
Juneteenth.
Right.
Juneteenth all day.
You're right. Somebody save me a fish plate and some potato salad, something.
Come on, let's no doubt about it.
Oh, man. On behalf of myself and the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks, I would like to thank our guest, Ms. Seneca Dunmore. I want to thank you so much.
Thank you.
Everyone, if you need anything, you can reach out to Larry or myself directly. We're just a DM, instant message, cell phone, text, call away. If you need anything, go to our website at brooksanddavis.com. And as always, I want to thank everyone for tuning into the Prime Real Estate Network podcast, and we'll see you all next Thursday. Be blessed.
Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm LLC is marketing a property for sale right now that you can buy. These properties range from land lots for under $20,000 to move-in ready homes $500,000 and more, along with everything in between. To see this week's list of properties for sale you can buy now, go to bit.ly/BDREF weekly list. That's bit.ly/BDREF weekly list. If you plan on selling some real estate and you need it on the weekly list, call 713-665-8329 to speak with someone about it.